Where, I don't know, I'm having 100 words per minute from the conversation with Rispa, but of course she's such good energy. Willis, umesikia hiyo maneno yote? We, nakwambia maneno huku ni moto moto Nairobi.
Hey, Betty.
That's
that lady, that lady is tough, and she says it as it is. One thing that I've loved so much about her is that word that she has for her followers, and especially the youth.
Yes.
When she says, if you have a passion, never give up.
Absolutely.
Just give your best or do your best about it, and don't give up. I really loved that part.
Thank you so much, Willis. She's still here with us. I'm sure she appreciates you, Willis. So, Willis, I want us to start on our words tonight. And the first one is very hard, but I'll try. Let me just, spell it out. It's INTELLIGENTSIA. Where intelligensia. Willis, how do we go about that one in particular?
Well, Betty, in that word, the T is pronounced. Many people innocently think that that T is silent. And we're talking about those people who are educated and they have some interest in politics, culture, literature, and all that. But now you say intelligentsia, that final or the terminal part, you say tsia. So you say intelligentsia, not intelligentsia, and not intelligentsia.
Okay, Willis, got you. That's the first one. Actually, this is the first time I'm hearing that word in my life. Thank you for the education, Willis. Okay, so moving on to this other one. Now, this one has very complicated, wordings or the letters. So it's AMATEUR. Amateur. How do we go about that one, Willis?
Oh. Betty, there are two ways to pronounce that word in standard English. You can say amateur,
yes,
with the stress at the onset, or the first syllable if you like. So you can say amateur, but you can also say amateur.
Oh, okay, that's a surprise, amateur.
Yes.
Okay, I think nikitaka kushtua watu huko nje kwa streets, I'll be saying amateur. Because they're used to amateur.
Utashtua watu wapi huko, Betty? Utashtua watu duniani?
Huko tu streets.
Language is for communication. Si kushtua watu, Betty.
Okay, sawa. Okay, Willis, I hear you. Okay,
yes.
moving on to this other one. So, do we say, so it's RECOUP. Is it to recoup, I mean, that's the only pronunciation I would say. Is it the one?
Betty, recoup, the way you said it. Now,
yes,
the problem is, there are those people who mistake that you can say recoup because we have that word coup, like coup d'etat. So, when they see COUP, that letter sequence in this word, they also get confused, and then they say recoup, which is inaccurate. You say recoup. The P is pronounced.
Okay. Willis, before I hand it over to you, there's this word that was on the news tonight on my script. Is it scathing attack or scathing attack? Ilini confused kidogo when I was, doing the news parts of the show.
Betty, I have to repeat this usual emphasis from Willis, that is myself. Nobody in this world can be perfect, and nobody can know everything in a language, not even your first language. You can't know everything, Betty, and nobody else on earth can know everything. Now, that word, the A in that word takes its name as the sound, that is A. So you say skay, then you combine it with ding, a scathing attack. Not scathing, not scathing.
Okay.
Scathing.
Okay. Let me not say if I said it right or wrong. We are past that, but I know next time if I see it, I'll pronounce it the right way. All right, Willis, I hand it over to you to talk to us about the words that you have from ex-fans. I saw a lot of them, on your wall. Talk to us about what they're asking tonight.
Cool. Let's start with at Josh_Gatei. You say poignant. Poignant, not poignant that we commonly hear around us. Poignant is the pronunciation that is acceptable. Then we have at Oduor Omondi, you say silhouette, not silhouette. Silhouette. It's a long word, but there are those silent ones. So I know it had to tickle you, Betty, because some words are too long, but with letters which are phonetically insignificant, if I may talk now linguistically. So some words like now slaughterhouse, you see so many letters, but they are letters which are not significant in English. I am talking about what we call the English orthography and phonology, Betty. So you say silhouette. And Osoro Baraka. Osoro Baraka, you also wanted silhouette. Then we have Ann Nyarinda. You say creature. Betty, how many people do you hear saying creature? Or when we were in school? Creature, for that word. You have so many people using it, Betty. Am I wrong on that?
Sorry, Willice, I didn't get that.
Many people say, don't worry. There are people who say creature instead of creature. That creature. Many people innocently say that. But Betty, this word is creature, just like feature, not feature. Now, the next one, you say Wednesday. Wednesday. Wednesday, no. We don't say Wednesday. So Basil Oseso and Ann Nyarinda, keep it up because you got it right. Now we have Tom Smith. Tom Smith, we say legend. Legend. Not legend and not legend. The legend. And then you can say legendary. Now, we have Victor Maoya. Pneumonia. Pneumonia. Not pneumonia. Betty, you must have heard people saying meningitis.
Yes.
Have you heard that?
Yes.
Meningitis.
Yes.
But imagine we don't have such a word in English.
Really?
What we have is meningitis. Not mene. Meningitis. That I know is a surprise to many people. That's a
surprise to me too.
So, sure. We say meningitis and we say pneumonia, not pneumonia. Pneumonia, you can use it in Kiswahili. Then we have entrepreneur or entrepreneur, not entrepreneur. Betty,
you know about that word? Unasikia Rispa ni entrepreneur. Entrepreneur,
and you also say entrepreneur. But remember, in American English, you can also say entrepreneur. But what we should avoid in standard English is entrepreneur, which is very common locally. We have at Ken Sungu, you say canol. Then your next word is tricky. You can say quinoa or quinoa. Quinoa is in Spanish, but in British English, you say quinoa. That word is very tricky, our brother Ken Sungu. Then we have Titus Bravo, myriad, not myriad. Natasha Ali of Kisi, misogynist, not misogynist. Gynist, no. You say misogynist. Amir Swale, you say Jews for Wayahudi. Jews, not Jews. And when you have that drink, avoid saying Jews and don't say Jewish. You say Jews. Damaklin Simiyu, yacht and yachting, not yacht. Yacht. Kamau Wagashau, phoenix. Don't say phonics and don't say phonics. You say phoenix. Mata Ubungu, potato crisps. Potato crisps, not potato crisps. Crisps, no. Potato, no. Betty, have you had something like that?
Yeah, I normally say potato. Potatoes crisps.
You say potato, and the next one is crisps, not crisps. Then lastly, Zainabu Ahmed of Eastleigh, not Eastleigh. Eastleigh in English. Eastleigh. Eastleigh, Betty, that is the way to go. Eastleigh in Nairobi, you say communique, not communique. It's communique. To issue a communique. That is the way to go. Otherwise, Betty, for testing the tongue, we have this word. Can you try it?
Connoisseur.
You are close to getting it. You say connoisseur. Connoisseur. It's from French, but in English, you say connoisseur. We are talking about an expert on matters to do with judging beauty, skills, quality, and all that. A connoisseur. There you go. Now, our surprise word for tonight, a very common word, but most people mispronounce it innocently because of that lack of guidance, which we provide on this show. Betty, this word, we have supreme. You can also say supreme. But when you come to this one, you don't say supremacy. Remacy, no. Remacy.
What?
Supremacy or supremacy. Get it right, Betty.
Yes.
Remacy and not remacy.
Oh, wow.
Supremacy, supremacy, but not supremacy that we commonly hear, and we innocently use it sometimes very confidently. But it happens. It happens, Betty.
Very confidently you say, okay, I think...
Otherwise, we confidently use it. We confidently say supremacy, sometimes with a lot of punch, and especially when we go for maybe an important function, a political rally or whatever.
Yes.
Supremacy, but it's not that. It's supremacy or supremacy. We are learning because nobody is perfect.
Indeed, Willice.
Otherwise, for those who want to send in words, just use this X handle throughout the week. Once I get your word, I'll handle it when it comes to Friday night, and that is on this show. So when you use it, that is at Willice Ochieng 1, even tonight, I'll get it. And you'll listen to the guidance next Friday. Otherwise, you can also send it to at TV47 News, and you can also use at Betty M. Kello.
Right.
Now, one and the only Betty Kello, I take it back to you in Nairobi.
Oh, thank you, Willice, the one and only Willice Ochieng. Thank you so much, Willice. Always a pleasure having you on the show, and I'm looking forward to next week's lesson. But tonight, I think you're the only person who knew how to pronounce supremacy. Supremacy.
Supremacy. Not supremacy.
Thank you so much, Willice, for that.
Thank you, Betty, and I'll also be ready for it.
All right, Willice. So Willice Ochieng, they're joining us live and direct from Kisii County.